Hey guys, how's it going? Comparing here. So every time I post a Path of Exile video or see, a pretty popular Reddit thread on the Path of Exile Reddit, there's always people talking about the fact that they don't really play Path of Exile anymore, but this and that led to them talking about this subject or this video or hey crap, I don't play Path of Exile anymore. I love your videos, something like that. But the interesting part is that you know what? I've played a lot of these type of games. I've played a lot of RPG games. When I was playing in the early days Diablo 1, moved on to Diablo 2. I liked Diablo 2 so much that I actually, started making my own mods. I started making my own version of the game just to really, explore everything that was possible. And, from that moved on to other games eventually. But nowadays, yeah, I'm playing Path of Exile. I'm playing Path of Exile because it's extremely in-depth and man, I had a few burnout sessions, like when I went to play Neverwinter. Even though Neverwinter was actually a pretty damn good game, um, it was largely a consequence of I've done so many races, I leveled so many characters. I pretty much got to the end game of Path of Exile and was there for a while. And still, I was pretty entertained. It's just I was looking at other stuff, just to see what it was like. And overall, you know what? Now that I'm playing Path of Exile again, I think it's really awesome. I really like the fact that I can play a game that I know so much about, yet it still kicks my ass every now and then, and that's a really important fact. Now the other thing is, I think a lot of people who've played Path of Exile, a lot of them are like from the Diablo crowd and all that, and it's pretty understandable. I mean, I played Diablo 3. There was definitely a lot left that I wanted to explore, and it was not available. And largely, it still is not available within Diablo 3. I mean, I saw like a Diablo 3 video. They're trying to like really put in time to make Diablo 3 for consoles, stuff like that. Because it's a business. They want to appeal more people to play the game rather than, improving the game constantly. I mean, if you take a look at what the Path of Exile guys have done, they have a patch every week, every 2 weeks. They have a major patch every maybe 3 weeks to a month. And, stuff changes in the game fundamentally. And they have the ladder resets, so if people haven't played the game for a great while, they can pick it up again whenever, it's starting from scratch. And at the same time, it's not really for a lost cause. It's kind of like the Diablo 2 ladder model, which was really successful in that game. And all of this pretty much should show you guys what an amazing team the guys over at Path of Exile have. To put into perspective, imagine you're playing Diablo 3 and imagine they actually fixed what was wrong with the game. Imagine there was patches every week, maybe every 2 weeks, and imagine there were ladder resets. Imagine they addressed the problems that the players were confronting them with. I mean, earlier this week, I died to Cole. That one-shot on a really tanky character at the time. I was really surprised. I didn't really tell them that, this is kind of bullshit. I'm like, well, I thought it was kind of off, and, that got fixed. So, pretty cool stuff. These days, I just play Path of Exile ultimately because it's a lot of fun, and ultimately, that's what most people are going to do. But I just want to highlight the fact that Path of Exile is such a fundamentally complex game and such a fundamentally great game that it's really a shame that a lot of people haven't really given it a fair chance. Largely, what I mean by this is, yes, there are problems with the game. It's obvious that the desync thing is pretty brutal in some cases, and there are a few other problems, but largely it's the issue that the game incentivizes people to play hardcore, but a lot of people haven't really played the mode, and a lot of people can't handle the loss of a character, especially when it comes as a result of the game's fault or circumstances they haven't seen before. And this is perfectly understandable, but you have to really think about it this way. I mean, I've played hardcore in pretty much every RPG game that I've come across, and these are issues that have always been this way. I mean, in Diablo 2, you got PK'd a whole bunch. In Diablo 2, you DC'd and died a lot more than you do in this game. And that's obviously to a much greater degree in Diablo 3. The main thing with the desync is that because the game is in a way responsive, it actually causes the desync. So it's a pretty weird thing to say, but for instance, in Diablo 3, the reason the desync is pretty small is largely a consequence of the initiation of an attack actually, cause it to go off. It's not a double check, and because it's not a double check, it removes a lot of the player-based skill part of the game. Well, whatever's left of it anyway. So if you get attacked in melee in Diablo 3, and even if you're like a mile away by the time the attack finishes, it still lands on you. So dodging attacks and moving around the map, it seems smooth, but it really punishes people who want to try to be quick about moving around and try to outplay the monsters. It is something that's possible in Path of Exile, but their netcode isn't the best. That's really the only thing that can be said about the game. But hopefully these things improve, and hopefully there's enough people who've given the game a fair chance by that time to continue playing it. So their company can keep going because it's not a big one. They don't make that much money, and hopefully people who are playing enjoy the game as much as I do now. So that's all I have to say about that, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.